of this planet happening by humanity is going to be pretty stupid. Because the ancient civilizations may have had cults, may have had dictators, may have had human rights abuses, may have had just ridiculous controversial things in their history. But the ancient civilizations were not destroying this planet as humanity is doing present point time. And I think people are not aware of just how much pollution's already in the oceans. And, the acidic levels of the oceans. And I don't think people understand that we're causing this planet to become uninhabitable. And if there is no God to rescue humanity out of this planet, what will happen? What will happen? Because that's something that should be known, shouldn't it? Shouldn't it be known that there is a God? That's a separate thing I could talk about later on. But I'd say that we would only need to hope that there is a God. Because if there isn't, we're destroying our own planet. And it's going not to be able to be used in the future. I don't understand. I would think that it comes down to just who will survive on this planet. Because some people who do not have enough knowledge, or they lack a sort of maturity of something, they could die. The death has happened to many other civilizations in the universe. And the thing about that is that this universe, looking at this this point in perspective, is that there already have been living organisms that have come and gone throughout the universe, through galaxies and galaxy clusters, and all sorts of exoplanets of all kinds. And including some things, a phenomena that we do not even know of this universe. We do not even know of what this even is. But what I would say is, it's just getting to me very interesting to look at, how simple it is to just go look at the 2 mass redshift survey from Caltech. I bet many people don't even know what that even is. But if they did know, maybe they'd realize that's basically a map of the universe. It has listed the clusters of galaxies. And this was made in 2011, and I never hear anybody that I've seen mention it, anybody in the public or locally where I'm living at mention it, yet I have a photograph of that myself. And I don't understand where I'm getting at with this, because the thing is, I see how small humanity is, but people do not realize that this planet is very sacred in many ways. The sacredness of this planet is the fact that of just how rich it has with water. Water is one very important element in life, and without it, life could just easily not exist. But when it comes down to being in a situation where the universe would have planets like this, it's a gold mine. And it's very, very great, because I think that it's just amazing to see how good the universe can be. I mean, I gotta say, I'm impressed by just how life comes and goes and dies on this civilization. We have species that had existed for millions of years. We've had species that existed for short periods of times. And in the history of life on this planet, it's a long story. But for life to have progressed to this point is like a miracle. Because the thing about life in this planet, I don't think people realize, is how scarce life would ever develop as advanced that we have. Some things in other planets may seem habitable, but because of certain conditions, life could not evolve and gain, a consciousness or something of its own environment and be unable to get, for example, dolphins are very smart. Dolphins have a high level of intelligence. And when it comes to dolphins, that's a unique creature of this planet. Guess where it lives in? Water. Of course, water. And I think that it's really great to know just how amazing this planet is. I mean, it comes to Earth. Humanity has it great over here because on other planets, it's not like that. It's not like that at all. And if there's nothing like out there, I don't think that people realize just how the Earth is quite fantastically complex. So you get some of the smartest people in the fields of science and have them be mentioning all this, just the complexity of life on here. It'd be like be going on and on and on, and it'd be anthologies of books. It would be thousands of lectures for hours in duration at each one. And I think that it's amazing to see just like how much fields of science have evolved right now. However, the problem is that people do not, like I was saying, realize that finding another planet that's habitable, finding another, planet that is habitable is just not easy to do. But hey, I think that there is some hope. Some of the resources on Earth are not completely used up. There could be some sort of hope for humanity, I think. There could be some hope. And if the hope is what it is, I think that when it came down to hope, it's just something that humanity needs to have, because all humanity needs to do is work together. And if we could have something amazing such as the Webb Space Telescope, or developed by NASA and other collaborations of other space agencies and stuff like that, or we have maybe just a collaboration of scientists and doctors and people in various professional fields, maybe the civilization does have a chance to actually make it out of the solar system. But I really am thinking that if people continue to do harm to this planet and its living organisms in it, and the resources as well, this planet is doomed. For humanity, though, life could continue without humanity. But the thing is, though, people don't understand that when it came down to this whole universe here, life was not designed to be eternal, to be forever. I mean, other life forms have come and gone on different galaxies, and they've never made it out of their own galaxy. Maybe some might have even been more advanced than humanity. Billions of years ago, life was habitable. However, some of the earliest points of the universe probably not, because there's a lot of chaos going on in that. But when it comes down to the universe itself, I'd assume that it's kind of interesting to see just what would happen if there was another civilization, sort of like a parallel universe. And it would be like, I think that it could be funny if there's another bipedal human civilization. It's not something like humanity existing far, far, far away. But I don't know. I just know that, I think that there is quite a lot of hope that humanity is blessed, I'd say. Blessed is what humanity is, because when it came down to the when it came down to the periodic table of elements, some things are very, very useful in them, and some other planets may not have some of these elements that we have. And I think that it's just gone really ridiculous that humanity still could have continued on here. I'm thinking that it's just becoming hard to recognize just what is going to be here. The planet for if it passed 1 billion years, would there life be on this planet? We don't know that. Can humanity even last millions of years? Now, that's a good question, because if it can't, it's not going to make it out alive. It'd be extinct. So that's a sad thing. One of the saddest things of this universe is that life just dies, and it could just end. It could just end, and it'd be gone, and it will not know. I bet, I really do, that at the beginnings of this universe, life had existed some other place. But the thing about when it comes down to this, people need to understand this is no science fiction story here. The thing is about the universe is that it's very, very, very hard to have transportation outside the solar system. For what we could have observed here, what we've only had made out of the solar system is Voyager 1 and soon to be Voyager 2. But I think that when it came down to getting out of the solar system, is that it's getting on there. I mean, I gotta think that it's been quite fun knowing about all these things. If someone goes onto Google Sky and they look at all the the universe, or like they look at like all the galaxies and stuff like that, they'd open their mind a lot. But see, people don't have that. I mean, I think that if the civilization had gotten just increased upon its level of advancement, I'd see that the best of the civilization would be coming. I mean, I think that there's some hope for humanity. I mean, it wanted to be doom and gloom, because the thing is, I think one of the things I like to do personally is I like to look at the stars of the night sky. But so with light pollution, you can only see just a few amount of stars and nothing else. And then maybe the moon, but hey, I'd say that, I mean, it's really been fun. That I have this thing is that I think that I think that it's just really just I mean, this is gonna be the beginning thing here. It's just gonna be the beginning of my content of this channel. I mean, it's really the beginning here. I mean, I gotta record this. I mean, I'm just my first recording here. I gotta make sure. Well, how do I save this?